Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV. It's a matchday show here against Harrogate Town, and after the scenes and fantastic celebrations here on Tuesday evening, after both goals and at full time, we'll be heading into this one today full of confidence. Let's get right into it then with the thoughts of Matt Bloomfield at the training ground as he reflects on Tuesday's game and win, and also his thoughts about today's game.
First of all, almost a week in, 6 days in now. What have you learned from your 6 whirlwind days?
Yeah, I've learnt loads about the players, learned loads about the club, the environment here, loads of positives to take away, loads to learn from and to look to improve. And I'm really enthused and energised by what we can do here. You know, there's been lots to learn. There's some good players here. I know that. I've said it already, and I'll say it again. There is some good players. But there's also a structure and a strategy within the team that we can implement to help them go and get more results. But what I'm really pleased with is the attitude of the boys, the energy that the boys showed the other night. But even first off at Wimbledon, I thought they were great. And then the other night, the second half, the other evening, I thought was fantastic. The energy in the ground, the supporters that were there, and the, you know, not just the starting 11 on the pitch. And I've said this to the boys this morning. It was the subs and the squad members that weren't even involved in the game. Their celebrations, joining in with the lads. You know, that togetherness is going to be imperative for us to move forward, and that's, for me, the culture of the football club, and the togetherness is absolutely everything. And if we get that right, which I hope we're on the right lines to doing, then we can move this place forward. So it's been a whirlwind week, like you say, but a very enjoyable one.
Given everything you've just said there, does it surprise you somewhat to find the team in the position that it is, given that you say, you know, the quality is there, the positivity and everything else is there? Clearly there must be some kind of issue that you've got to find to rectify.
Of course, and I've got ideas, and you know, I'm not going to speak publicly about it, but I've got ideas of how I want to produce and have our football team moving forward. You know, with any football team, if you're not winning games, there must be something missing. But you know, I respect the work that Wayne's done here. I think he's a great man. I know him from when I was at Ipswich as a kid, and I respect it, you know, what he's done at this football club, and Joe as well, and Dave Hussey. So I think they're real good football people, and there's a good group here. But you know, I think the energy and the enthusiasm that the boys showed the other night, if we can carry that forward, it will give us a real good chance of picking up some points.
You sort of identified it last week that you got the league game, then you got the EFL Trophy game. So it was a good opportunity for you to get to see the breadth of your squad.
Yeah, really so, and there's still, you know, John Akinde and Summer Ashley who haven't started a game yet. So it's a good sized squad. There's plenty of choice, you know, and it's a squad that can play different systems. But I've played the same system in both the 2 games so far. But it is a squad that can utilise through it at the back as well. And so there's lots to think about with this team, you know. But I've got an idea in my head of what I want to do. I've got an idea in my head of how I want to take it forward. And like I say, there's certain structures and ways of playing that I want to build from. But there's ability in the squad to go and implement those plans. So I'm excited by that.
Game this week is against Harrogate, a team sort of in and around you as well. Does that put even more importance on it, even though it is 12th game of the season? Yeah,
it's only 12. You know, it's the 12th game of the season, so I don't think we can build it up to be something that it's not. It's, you know, after this game we're not going to be promoted, we're not going to be relegated, we're not going to be safe, we're not going to be any of the above. It's just going to be 12 league games that have gone. But obviously we want to win the game. I'm not going to talk in riddles and rhymes. We want to win football matches, and we want to win them as soon as we can. But we're not going to apply any extra pressure to ourselves apart from the game that's in front of us, and we'll do that to the best of our ability.
There needs to be some positivity within the stadium as well, doesn't it? I think there was a small crowd on Tuesday, admittedly, but you felt that. Yeah. But there needs to be that when people show up, doesn't it, from the very start?
Yeah, I loved the atmosphere at the end the other night. I really felt the energy in the ground when we got that winner, and I was on the pitch, and I sort of saw a few people after the game, and I felt the energy within the ground, and that was really encouraging. It was really lovely to be a part of, if you know what I mean. It was nice to speak to a few of the supporters and try and make a bit more of a connection with them. You know, as a football club, I really want this place to be together as one, driving forward, the supporters, the players, the staff, you know, the support staff down the ground, the staff up at the training ground. You know, they've got the 21s and the 18s. You know, it's a real exciting time for this football club. But we've got to move this forward together. And I really enjoyed that at the end the other night. It was nice just to have that first win under our belts, and we got to move on to the league really, really quickly, which I did straight after the final whistle. It doesn't take long to enjoy it, and then your mind moves forward. But I'm looking forward to feeling that energy in the ground on Saturday. I'm looking forward to meeting more supporters.
Have you felt you've had to pick anybody up in terms of the mood and the confidence levels and the positivity around? Have you sort of had to come in and pick the place up, or have you not had to do that?
I'm just being me. I've not tried to do anything. I've just tried to be me, and I think if you're not authentic these days, people will quickly see through you. So rightly or wrongly, I'll be me. I've done that all throughout my playing career, and I'll do that in my managerial career, and I'll do it outside life as well. I can only be me and be the best version of that I can. And so that's all I've done since I've walked in the building, and whether people needed picking up or putting down or whatever they needed, I've just done what I can do to give them the best possible start to my reign here. And I think there's been a positive reaction, and I'm hoping that continues to move forward. In
terms of your team selection for the weekend, any fresh injury concerns or players coming back?
No, as far as I know, it's pretty much as we've been, the same group of players that's available that has been for the first two games. And the encouraging thing the other night was that plenty of people put their hand up in terms of wanting to be picked for the weekend, and their performances showed that. So it's been food for thought the last couple of days, and I'm excited by the team I'm going to pick for Saturday.
And I'll just stop there and carry on. Just finally, I understand you're bringing a goalkeeper coach in, Lee Harrison. Tell us why you've decided he's the man for you.
Yeah, Lee is someone I could not respect any more than I possibly do. His football knowledge, the experience he's got over a number of years, not just being a goalkeeper coach but also assistant manager as well. He's done all the roles, he's done all the levels, and as a man, I think he carries himself exactly how I want us to be at this football club. The integrity that he carries, the honesty, the hard work he puts in, and the way he treats people is totally aligned with my values. And so for me, Lee was a must to bring in, and I'm really grateful to Robbie on the board to back me to bring him to this place, because I know that he'll improve what was already a real good staffing system here. But I trust Lee, I trust him, and I know that he's very, very competent at what he needs to do. So put those two together and you've got a really good employee.
Yeah, and as you say, he's not just going to be a goalkeeping coach. He does have that experience of being very much involved as part of a management team.
Oh, totally right, he does. He did it years ago at Barnet with Ian Hendon, and then he's been at Newport as assistant manager as well, and plus he's been goalkeeper coach at Southend, Leyton Orient, Wycombe Wanderers. He's done a stint with Spurs, with Wales under 21. He's done a lot, and he's got a whole varied experience, knowledge and background. So it's not just a goalkeeper coach we're gaining with someone with extreme knowledge and experience, and someone who'll be a valuable member of my coaching team.
So togetherness is his message. He wants you guys to be a part of everything we do here. We all want the same goal. So let's get right behind the lads this afternoon, exactly as you was on Tuesday evening. And hopefully we can be cheering on 3 points by 5 p.m. A reminder, you can head over to the website and the socials for all the team news. Someone who was back in the team on Tuesday was Ryan Clampin. We caught up with him at the training ground for a very honest interview.
Well, obviously it's another change in management and another person's ideas when they come into the club, but I guess you guys and your job is just to do what's asked of you and do the best that you can do.
I know new personnel coming in, but at the end of the day still down to the team to get results. But I think new people coming in, new ideas, new ways of going about things, it does give a buzz for the boys.
It's felt this season as though you've not been completely out of any game that you've played. It has been, as they say these days, fine margins, and so it's felt like you're almost there. There's just something missing that no one seems to be able to put their finger on at the moment.
Yeah, I think, like you say, we've got a good group. We're in games all the time. It's not like teams come to us dominating the ball, dominating the game. We're always in them. It's just like the one or two chances that they're getting, they're scoring, and the one or two chances we're getting, we're not scoring at the end of the day. So I feel like it could be a quick turnaround.
Does that make it even more frustrating that the fact that you're not out of games, you're in it, and you come off thinking, well, we're that close?
To be honest, I'd rather it be that way than the other way, than teams come to us, completely batter us, and we get nothing out of the game, sort of thing. So as much as it is frustrating, especially after games, but when you look back on it during the week, you realise it is a lot better to be in that situation than coming to teams that absolutely dominate us. Do you know what I mean?
What's the new head coach changed? Has he changed much or not?
No, I think it's still early doors. Like you say, like he's got a lot of time to bring in his own ideas. But I feel like it's just like a fresh start for all the boys, especially like ones that missed out and not been involved. Like I feel like everyone's just got a bit of a buzz about them to prove themselves and do well.
It feels like it might have just stopped up a little bit in tempo, a little bit in impetus, but I guess that always happens when someone new comes in.
Yeah, I was about to say that's natural really for like any club, any team gets a new gaffer in, they want to impress because they know they've sort of got a clean slate. It doesn't really matter. Well, of course it matters, but if you haven't had the best of starts, it's nice for you to sort of get that fresh person in and like new eyes. Do you know what I mean?
From a personal point of view, obviously you've had a few issues over the course of the last 18 months or so, but it feels like this might be the most settled period for you for quite a while.
Yeah, it's nice to finally be back playing, feel a lot fitter as well, and actually lasting the whole game is on a personal note a real positive of mine. 'Cause I've been out for 10, 11 months. Like it's been frustrating. It's nice to be sort of getting to where I want to be. Still not there yet, but heading in the right direction.
That seemed to be the message at the start of the season. You were in it and in and around it, but then obviously withdrawn, not seeing out full matches. I guess that tells us all we need to know about getting that full pre-season and how much it can take out of you as well if you do miss a few months.
Yeah, like I didn't expect it to be this long, to be honest. But like you say, coming back from long injuries, you can't get back fully fit straight away. I feel like I worked hard over the off season. To come back in pre-season, I thought I was going to be flying, but the reality of it was I'm using the whole of pre-season just to try to sort of catch up to the boys, do you know what I mean? And now I'm still doing that now, even in October. But hopefully I'll be back to where I want to be soon enough.
So talking about that, then when you step into competitive games, it's almost like, blimey, I'm going to have to go again, and push myself on even further because you hit a level and you've got to hit that next level.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, I want to push myself as much as I can really, and get as much game time in and just do well for the team.
A very honest interview with Ryan there, discussing some of the things you don't usually hear from footballers. He'll be wanted to continue the good work from the week throughout the season, starting with 3 points this afternoon. Over at Florence Park, Matt Bloomfield has been adding to his backroom staff. Lee Harrison has arrived from Wycombe Wanderers as goalkeeper coach, and we caught up with him yesterday at the training ground.
Lee joining Colchester United, was it a surprise to get the call from Matt?
Well, maybe not a surprise because I spent most of my life in a car with him for the last 2 years. But look, when he got the chance to do the job and asked me to come with him, listen, I wanted to. It's a club that's close to me anyway, so I understand the club, what it's about. But obviously, buying into Matt's vision of it was a big thing. Leaving a club above to come down, but to try and help this club.
And that's probably a big statement. You are leaving a League One club to come to a League Two club that you must feel has got the potential to join that League One.
Yeah, look, I've been to the training ground before. You see the club, the stadium. It's got that chance to grow, So you just come into here, you see an academy which we didn't have at Wycombe, 23s. So look, we know we've come to something that could potentially be bigger.
Yeah, and your task, of course, will be to improve and develop the goalies here. And over the past few years, we've had some really good young keepers that have gone on and moved on to different things. But you'll be wanting to improve the two or three goalies we've got here that are all relatively young for goalkeepers.
Yeah, and it's probably something the Colchester fans don't want to hear. I was at Southend before with Nathan Bishop, Bentley, Ted Smith, so I understand, I think, what it takes to go through the 18s, 23s and get them into the first team, which I know the club want to do. But listen, at the moment, Sam, Kieran, Teddy are the ones that are in that environment. So we do everything we can with them to help them develop, be part of a team, and hopefully, they'd be a big part of what we do anyway going forward.
Yeah, and going forward in the very short term, it's about turning around the results and making performances, whole game performances. We've had 2 or 3 where 45 minutes we've been good, and it's turning that into consistent performances.
Yeah, look, we're where we are in the league at the moment, and we don't want to be there. So the first thing is, can we get ourselves up the table and start picking up points? But to do that, like you just said, we can't just have half an hour here and 45 minutes there. It's got to be, let's play well for 3/4 of the game here, manage it, get results, and then gradually grow so that we're up the table, and then we can look at it again.
You've known Matt a long time, and we've only known him a short time, but he's an infectious character and wants everyone to enjoy their work, but enjoy working hard at it.
Listen, you're right, he's such an infectious character. He was a leader at Wycombe. I understand the connotations with the 2 clubs there as well, but Matt is his own man. He's from the area, so he understands a lot about it. He was the manager in waiting at Wycombe, so I think Colchester are going to hopefully have a good man in charge that's young, wants to develop the football club, and like I said, he's willing to lead not just players but the staff and the whole club, so hopefully he's good for you.
With a wealth of experience, Lee will definitely be adding something to the dugout. And hopefully we'll be bringing you some updates on a number 2 for Matt Bloomfield next week. That's pretty much it for now. I'll let you go out there, cheer on the lads. Remember, if you do want to contact us here at Colchester, whether it be for a programme, for the big screen on match days, or even a mention or something here on the TV show, it's media@colchesterunited.net. All the team news is on the website and the socials as we speak. I'll leave you with our last game against Harrogate Town. It was a 2-1 win from earlier this year. Goals from Freddie and Noah. Go out there, enjoy the game, cheer on the lads, hopefully 3 points, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the midweek show. Until then, it's goodbye for now.